What's good with y'all, bro? I'm gonna just get straight to the point. I struggled on making a video today. I couldn't really find the motivation. I couldn't really find anything to put out here because I try to keep a video every day, two, three, four, five, whatever I can do. I try and get as many as I can out. You know what I'm saying? I try not to miss any days. I try and really keep my energy up on this. I try to be really productive in the message I send. And with that being said, I also struggle with a lot of things in my life, as far as like finding motivation and finding the energy. And when I do try, it don't come out how I think it will. And I just had like a huge epiphany, like a huge, it feels like something was revealed to me. I was on a walk today slash run, and I was like sprinting full on as I listened to this song. It just really hit me, and I went on like autopilot, and I just started like visualizing my life from this point, like where I wanted to be. It wasn't like a date or a time. I was just at an event, and everything that I truly desired was just like manifesting, and it was manifesting in like a like surreal moment. Like I really, really felt like I was there. Like I could feel the energy. I could hear the people around me. You know what I'm saying? I was really like, it was fucking with me to the point where I like stopped running, and I like walked, and I like catch, and I like caught my breath, and I like tried to really grasp what just happened to me. Right. And then I sat here and I thought, for a few hours, and I just been contemplating and thinking and nurturing that idea that I had. And then I come across a video, man, and I just started getting into the makings of music, like the great producers, and I just started watching some of them, and their processes and their ideas and what they think, their inspirations, their full on breakdown. I was just looking for gems, for an attitude shift. And I came across this Pharrell video where he taught a master class. Maggie Rogers, I like never heard of her. You know what I'm saying? And then I like pop on this video and I catch her song, and I'm like, I really fuck with this. And it's not even my type of music. It's a song that blew her up. It really, really like, I was in a trance because it was like a singer's freestyle. It's like where they get in the booth and they just like harmonize with the lyrics. There's no words. It's just like a in the moment type of, movement. And it's like they call it songwriter's language. It's just like it's a language only songwriters understand because it's true. It's a freedom that like can't be expressed any other way. You know what I mean? It's very profound and it's such a simple thing. And just hearing that song, and I look down at the comments, people were talking about how like this woman was just like crazy. Like her talent was out of pocket. It was out of box, and how she was just like blessed to be in that room with Pharrell because she got her big break after that, right? But her story when they were introducing her coming up to it, I'm like, oh, okay, she looks like a basic bitch. I'm gonna be honest, she's cute, but she don't, you know what I'm saying? But I could feel like a different vibration with her. Like she felt, powerful at that time, right? Like her aura, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm listening, and she's breaking down her story, and she was talking about how she went through some personal shit, and how she moved away from the United States and studied abroad in France and like soul searched and shit and just looked for the meaning of life. And she came back and she had this genius. And that resonated with me because I've been soul searching the last year, 2 years, but yeah, 3 years. Last 3 years, I've just been trying to find out who I am. Why am I here? Like, what is my purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, What do I mean? And I couldn't work on anything. I couldn't like muster any strength up. I could never complete anything. I would start, make really good progression. I would like go hard on it. Sometimes I would be all over, and I just like I could never complete it, and I wondered why. And it's just like I was lacking something more than just motivation. I was lacking like a something to like make me more complete as an artist, and it was experience. I saw a comment under here that said all these other artists, they were good, but they lacked experience. They knew what to do as far as engineering and as far as mixing and mastering, but they were trying to figure out who they were. This bitch knew who she was, and she was fairly young at this time, like early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, they, a lot of people don't have that je ne sais quoi, that, you know, that special talents, that special thing about them. They lack that. And it's just originality. Pharrell says she sounded like nobody else. Just take a moment to understand like Pharrell's level of genius. You know, whatever he did to get into that game, they obviously kept his mind. You know, Pharrell's mind is like that of no other person in music because he can cross over from any genre. He has an ear for completion and fullness and emotion. You know what I'm saying? And he's listening to her music and he says there's nothing wrong with it. And this is a grade A Hollywood producer, up there with Timbaland, up there with, you know, all them niggas that you can charge thousands of dollars just to get a beat from, or even a pen. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are good writers too. And he just like completely, he said the rest of the room needs to be like her. You know, it's crazy because the things that we run from the most, once we figure them out, we figure us out. All these people up here, I saw that they had their talent, and I could tell that Pharrell was just like, I'm not, you know, like I'm here and I'm gonna get my advice, but I don't really want to be here. He heard this bitch, and it blew his mind. Those people, they had talent and they had creativity. They were lacking personality. She put all her personality on the track, and it was a sound like no other. That's the vibe that I got when I listened to the Trilogy by The Weeknd, when I listened to any of Mac Miller's music, when I listened to Michael Jackson, when I listened to Prince, when I listened to Pop Smoke, when I listened to X. All these niggas were different. Tupac. All these niggas were different. They had like this personality about them. They had this like nobody else could do what they did. I think that's the true mark of perfection. I feel like that's what a championship feels like. It's common for a team to win a championship. That's what the essence of sports is, but the way you win it, how you win it, how many you get, how many opportunities, how little opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It's more historic when Toronto won last year versus when the Lakers won. The Lakers always win. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy when the Blues won the Stanley Cup. They haven't won since the 50s. You know what I'm saying? It's like originality is what we're here for, and we go around in our lives trying to be like everybody else. We all try and fit in. We all try and get into this box, even when we try not to. We wear masks, not even because we're afraid, but because we don't want other people to comment on us. Some people do that shit. We wear these clothes to impress this person who don't give a fuck about you. We go out and we try and be somebody that we're not to get people to like us who don't even like themselves. It's just a backwards mentality, but you know, this is the way that we're programmed. So we go through this trying to follow expectations, and not only following expectations, we try and find who we are. These people, they have, I can see the potential in them. They just don't have it together yet. And sometimes that's what a no means. When you have an opportunity, it's not necessarily that you're not good enough, you're not ready for it yet. You have what you have, you just don't know how to get that shit. Like, I remember when I tried out for the basketball team the first year, I knew what my strengths were, but I knew I had a lot of weaknesses, right? I knew that I had a good jump shot. I was a big man shooting threes. I was like 230, 250, and I was like 6'2", 6'3". I was big, and for high school, that's doable. You know what I'm saying? But I had no handles. I had no leadership. I didn't have that dog mentality yet. I hadn't gone through enough shit. But I had the passion for it. I just didn't have the determination. You know what I'm saying? I went in the gym and I practiced my shot every day. I put up 200 every day. I developed that three-point shot. I developed that mid-range when nobody was shooting mid-range. I developed the post. I worked on my left-hand layups. I had certain things. I was a good rebounder. I was physical. I knew what I had. I just didn't have the work ethic. That's what I missed the most, was the work ethic. If I came in the gym every single day, ran, I was out of shape. I ran, I worked, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. I grinded, nigga. I would have been the #1 person in that class. If I had the mentality I had now, I would be in the NBA right now. I would be where Zion was. If I had the type of grinding mentality, if I had the experience, if I had the desire to get out there and do that shit, there would be no doubt in my mind I would have been somewhere else. But I'm at this point right now for a reason, as are you. I'm here right now because this is where I'm supposed to be. My life starts now. That's why I started this YouTube and shit. You know what I'm saying? My life starts now. I have an intuitive feeling on that, knowing that in the coming years, the more grind I put in, the higher I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that we often look back like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I should have done that. It's about where you are now, because you've had some beautiful things come and go, whether that be family, money, opportunities. You've had things that you fuck with come and go. You've had heartbreaks up until this point. That's how you found my channel. You know what I'm saying? Everything is connected. Everything is how it's supposed to be. We can't rush things. We can only go with the flow, man. You can't swim against that current. What I'm saying to y'all is that you have to set yourself apart. You can't be the same as everybody else. When you find your personal freedom, that's when you'll find life to be happy, to be more fulfilling. That's where this semen retention has led me, because it's blown up my inner light. Being separate and being in solitude because of quarantine and because I really wanted to do this, it has led me to this type of mentality. I mean, y'all seen where I was on my relapse days. Y'all seen how I was early on, where I had red pill knowledge, but I wasn't like experienced. I wasn't as calm as I was. I wasn't as, in depth with my knowledge. Here I am, and I've been through days of strictness and discipline, and days of heartbreak, and days of, changing. And I can form this type of structure now. I can speak to y'all and kick it from this perspective because I have experience. I've lived life. I feel like I'm healed. I don't feel like I'm harboring much. I went on this journey a year ago trying to forget who I was. You know what I'm saying? Ready to leave an old life behind me. It's very seldom that you get to start over. And here you are, where motherfuckers know what you did, but they don't know who you are. That's the type of reality I'm living in. As far as you, this is the time where you build yourself up. It doesn't matter your background. Where you're going is where you're supposed to be. You got to decide where you're supposed to be, my nigga. What type of life are you going to live? What type of life are you going to pass down to your children? This is how you set up your future, man. You got to look at what's important from now. You can't pass your talent down, but you can pass your business down. You can give them an opportunity to generate their own talents and use them. You know what I'm saying? This is where you get your wealth mentality from. It's from abundance. It's not from physical currency. Wealth is understanding that I have opportunities. I have a mind that can create them. You got to be a better nigga. That's all I can really say, man. You got to really be the best version of you and understand that there's only one you. You got to dig that shit up out of you, bruh. My channel is also a podcast. You know what I'm saying? This is motivation. This is preparation of young men and men who fucked up but want to be better. This is self-improvement. This is alpha mentality. This is the number one mentality. You know what I'm saying? This is a new generation of men. An older generation can't be fixed. But you can teach the younger ones how to grow up. We come from a generation, me, kids born 2010 and up, they don't know about this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the ending. We're stepping into a new decade, a new way of life. Who are you gonna be? I'll leave that with y'all.